Hey, this is Heidi with America's Meanest Cars, and on today's CarCast, I have Brent with PFI Speed. And we are in your shop today with kind of a cool car, special one, maybe?
I think it's one of the coolest.
I think it is too.
It's an internet breaker.
Yeah, it's AI generated,
right? It might
right?
be AI generated.
Yeah, I think it is.
We're in the era of AI.
So if you're seeing this right now, this is AI generated.
Yeah.
We're not the real people.
We're clones.
Yeah. All right. So what do we have here?
All right. So this is the Bully Honda Civic. This is a project I started back in 2001.
2001?
2001.
So
I've got many years. I have 23 years into this.
The math is 24 years.
Yeah. My son is 23, so I kind of go off that.
Okay.
He turns 24 in December.
Okay, so once December, that's when it'll be officially 24.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because it kind of goes off of my son Steven's.
Yeah.
Now it was before him, a little slightly, but.
So what do we got? What do we got going on here?
Okay, so we have the J Series engine, Honda J Series engine. Twin 80mm turbos, big intercooler, lots of boost, big tires.
I mean, from the front here, it looks pretty wild. I mean, all of it looks pretty wild, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it was, so back in the day, there was a class called Pro Front Wheel Drive. And the cars had a bunch of Mendiola or Fortin style transmissions. And those transmissions were 10 to 15,000 bucks. And I was just, I just had a dream. You know what I mean? I wanted to race with those guys. And back then, transmissions, there were no dog boxes. There were none of that kind of stuff. But we broke stuff, every 5 to 7 passes, you just put a new transmission in. That's just what you did. So, I built a lot. I worked with a lot of team that did drag racing, and they all ran Power Glides and Turbo 400s. So I was able to run the Power Glide transmission and I found an adapter and made it to a Corvette C5 rear end, and you get what we have here. So it used to have the S2000 engine that's show enough in this.
Okay.
But with the automatic transmission and our elevation, we could never spool it. It was so hard. It actually worked pretty good down in New Jersey, but Colorado, it was super rough.
Okay.
So we threw a V6 in there. The rest of the setup's kind of similar. And, we're about to dive back into this project, solve some bugs, and see if we can't get it out the track. See how fast we'll go.
Well, let's hop in and
let's do it.
Pretend to take a drive.
Welcome to In the Bully. There you go.
Yeah, it's definitely meant for two people to be sitting in here.
Yeah, I always wondered how it would work with a race week type thing.
Oh, yeah.
I guess this is kind of how it would be.
I can kind of. That would be wild. That would be wild. Well, I mean, you'd make it work. It'd be.
I'd make anything work. You already.
We're gonna go right here. So, what is the base of this? What are we actually in? I know it's the Bully, but
it's a '98 Honda Civic HX is what the original body was.
Okay.
And
how much of that is still original in here?
The complete body, like the back half body, that's it.
Okay. So
originally, I was building the car to be what was called a quick class car, which is similar to what our pro class cars are right now. Except we had wheelie bars on them that we used for traction bars, and we had one-piece front ends, and they were a little lighter. But that's originally what I was going to build the car to be, because I had a CRX at the time, and I'm just going to move into a newer car. Well, I had a guy build the whole roll cage, and he built it all out of the wrong tubing size. So when I had called the guy to come certify the chassis, well, he's like, this is all too small. It doesn't work. So rather than scrap the whole car, I cut it all up, cut the cage out, and then just made a tube chassis.
Okay.
And that was the start of the Bully.
Was that your intention, is to make this crazy car? Or did it just morph into...
I guess, once that cage deal didn't work out, I was all in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there used to be a show called Monster Garage
Yes.
with Jesse James. They built a wheelie car. So in that wheelie car, they used a V drive, and that's what gave me the idea for the V drive. So then I started doodling like crazy, drawing, trying to figure it all out, and then I got with Brent from Mark Williams, and Brett and I sat down, and he started CAD drawing the whole thing, like where the V drive had to be, what the plate needed to look like, and so it snowballed from there. Once we had
What time frame was that?
2001, 2002, because 2001 we just finished the axles, the Mark Williams front wheel drive axles. So I worked on that for like a year with Brett and got that all done for all those quick class style cars. But this started turning in the background.
Yeah.
And it took us a while to design the motor plate because everything had to be in a certain spot because the engine ended up high. I'll give you some pictures, but the engine was high, the transmission faced forward, and then it was a boat Cassell V-drive in the very front. And then it had a drive shaft that came back down to a Ford 9-inch, and it was all in the front. It was actually super trick.
Mm-hmm.
It was very cool. But once we finished it, it did the SEMA show for Toyo tires, and after that we dynoed it, and we could not keep a drive shaft in it. I just broke it and broke it and broke it. It was kind of the angles that stuff was at, and from what the design of the CVs were, the working angles, it was supposed to be fine. But once we actually did it, they would get so hot they just explode.
Well, that's kind of
so that was disheartening because there was a lot of time, a lot of money, and it looked really, really cool, really beautiful. Mm-hmm. And if I'd have known now, like if I'd have been a little smarter, I would have just built a new V drive or drop box and made that one drive shaft straight, and just we'd probably been running the car, we'd probably had it done.
Right.
But instead, I found this deal where we could stick the C5 to the back of the Power Glide instead, so the motor flipped around. It still had the 4-cylinder at the time. And we put it together pretty quick like that, and it was way easier to work on. And we ran it a few times, and then just life gets busy and hard. Right. And I did have some engine problems. It is the engine out of show enough, but it had a dry sump on it, and there were some dry sump issues and different things, and it was just too hard to get to at the time. Back to it, and then Jamie started hanging out with me, and he made it. He dug it out.
And then just started working on it and forcing you back into it.
Yep, and that's when everybody started seeing it on the Boosted Boy channel, and we started trying things again. So it comes, you know what I mean?
It comes in waves.
Yeah.
What type of wave are we on right now?
We're in the final wave. This is the
okay.
final push. So the great thing about this right now is my sons both have a huge passion for this car, and they probably love it more than I do. I do love the car, but
you also have
a super emotional attachment.
23, 24 years of pain.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's super cool. It's such a cool project, such a cool car. But anyway, Steven is ultra. He studies suspension. He is all about that world.
Yeah.
And this kind of gives him a blank canvas to go off of. Now, we do have stuff on here right now, and you guys can go back and watch the old videos on the channel of us putting it together. But the arms, they didn't last the trailer ride to the body shop where it's been for 3 years. They're broken. And so we got to just take that stuff off. The only thing I told him I want to make sure is that the axles are the same, everything is within this axle length, so we don't have to rebuild, buy new shafts. Other than that, he let his imagination
run wild with it.
Yeah.
How wild do you think it's gonna go?
Honestly, he's already spitting ideas that are so good, and he studies anti-lift, anti-dive type stuff. So the stuff on his own car that he's created is already like like we don't show any of it on the channel. You know, it's all like his little private little thing, but it shows so much promise that I think whatever he can create with a clean slate could be really, really cool. And that's the key to the car, right? So if the suspension's good and everything's dialed in, the rest of this is pretty bulletproof. Power glide transmissions, you know, they just work. These engines are pretty stout. I mean, if we can make it to where it makes, you know, 1,200 horsepower and gets traction, I mean, this will be a super fast car. I mean, it's only finished weight when they're done with carbon stuff. I mean, it should be 1,700 pounds. So you do that math and, you know, pound per horsepower.
Right.
Or a little more, but it's
how would
pretty
you
close.
how would you create a class for it?
So there are still a bunch of pro front-wheel drive cars laying around.
That it would fit within that.
Yeah, that would fit within the same rules. So I think you were out there. We did that Cleveland Cars, and
in Texas.
In Texas, and I invited all my buddies out there.
Who all was there again?
Tons. There was Ron and Ed Bergeholtz, Tom. We had Roger Scalise. I mean, there was. There was so many guys, and they brought a bunch of cars.
Yeah.
There's still more cars that are out there other than those. So it'll be neat to see all those guys get their stuff out, because there is a lot. There's Chris from K Series Parts. He's working on an RSX.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yep. So that's two in just the state, and then Tom's could come and go whenever.
Yeah.
So hopefully we all can get them running good enough, and if we can get enough cars together, maybe PFI Speed Fest next year has an Outlaw class that.
Oh, that would be cool.
That can run these cars, and maybe with showing up, it can have a little mix up of some cool stuff and different things, and having the next step above the pro class, which I think would be pretty neat, because I love the pro class, but it'd be cool to just put more good fast stuff out there and fill the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Since it has been a bit since you started, we'll go back again. It was like 24 years because it's 12. But
yeah, ultimate project.
Yeah, but in that time period, how do you think that technology has changed from then till now, and what would the difference be that you put into it?
It is light years different. So, like, if I was doing this car again right now, and I had fresh, I would have one of these new 8-speed transmissions in it. Mm-hmm. I'd probably have a billet K series back in it, Mm-hmm. And none of that's off the table. Like, I don't mind if we do that stuff. If we're gonna do it, we need to plan this out and just do it.
Right.
It needs to be.
So start now.
Yeah, it has to be where it's gonna be right. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be fast. And 2026, this thing needs to be out and just get worked out and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
It's been long enough.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things, it does take a team and a lot of work to put a car like this together and get it out and to financially keep up with it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like with the channel and all the fans, and we put a good merch line together and we fund it with that and stay on top of it, I think we could do something really cool and bring everybody to be part of it, which would be, I think that's how you make something successful nowadays. It's just, it becomes everybody's, just like it's an emotional attachment to my boys,
you feel like there's a big emotional attachment
there
with the
is,
fans?
because it pops up nonstop. You see any post about it, somebody puts up, it gets so deep in comments and talking about it, and whether it's real or not, whether it's AI, whether it's this or that.
Not AI.
And and it is a dream, and it's something I do want to do. It's just financially, and time-wise, it's always been tough. So if I can just beat that hurdle and make it happen,
Yeah. What do you have to add to it, or what are some of those things that you need to do to complete it?
So right now, we got all new windows for it. Wireworks gave us a harness. Now they did give it to us because it was originally on, and it's called AEM. That was the engine management. It's going to be on Fuel Tech now, so I'm going to just make an adapter to go to that. Now, if we stick with this motor trans package, we could have it running pretty fast, honestly. It's really, the main thing about this car right now is just the suspension needs done.
Right.
So if that was done, it honestly could just go. I mean, it wouldn't be that big a deal.
But you want to make changes.
I just want it. Whatever we do,
You want it to be
I want
final.
it to be final. I want it to be right, and I want it to be fast. So, because when you're messing with little engines, having a 6 to 9 speed style transmission, you're in the power the whole time. And that's how you make cars really move. Power Glide is a 2-speed, and they work really well in drag racing, but it does just you rely on the torque converter a lot because it's going to hang. So it's going to hang there, and as we get the power in it starts pulling through. But they do work very well, so I can't take it away from it. If we changed the transmission and did those things that I kind of would like to do, it would make building the front end easier and all the stuff that has been the headache, because it's been at the body shop for 3 years, and it's not been an easy thing because of where the engine is. Because there is an overhang rule and all kinds of stuff. So like the front end has to be in a certain spot, can't be past that, etc. So it's not just like build a front end, So, it's definitely a difficult project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like we just got some Civic out of the field and we put it together.
Right.
And it takes some plotting and planning, obviously I've failed at some things and won at some other things, and
well, I mean, there's growth in all of that.
There's growth in all of it, and we learned
so
a
much
lot.
has happened,
and this has led us to a lot of the stuff that we do on like Jamie's cars now, or Steven's cars now, and Shane's cars, and my own stuff. Where the biases and all the other stuff that we do, a lot of stuff in our mindset came from this car. So it has been a great learning experience. And when I first started building it, I didn't know how to weld. I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. So a lot of guys have even asked me, what school should I take to learn to build cars? Well, I learned after building a car, so I tell them, build a car, and it'll teach you everything you want to know. And that's what this car has done. I mean, I learned how to do chassis work from this car. It's taught me a lot. I learned geometry from this car, so people that don't know, the suspension used to be in the middle of the car and the whole front end pivoted. So So the back of the car, basically where we're sitting, used to be basically the wheelie bar. If it was a rear-wheel drive car, this would have been the wheelie bar, and that would have been the car out front.
Oh.
So that was that's what the camera is right now. They're sitting on it, but that's where the shocks were mounted. That's why there's a big box right here, because the whole front pivoted.
Yeah.
The problem with that is I was stuck on tire sizes. I couldn't make it car lower or higher, so I couldn't ever put a smaller tire on it. I could, you know what I mean? I was limited to what I could do because of the hinge. The suspension was fixed on the height, so changing that stuff was an issue.
Right.
Now,
what do you have on it right now? I told the
boys, like, if they want to make it hinge again, we're making it hinge again. Like, whatever they feel is going to make this car successful, and one last push, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because this is it. We make it work.
Yeah.
Or it becomes a museum piece. And I say we make it work.
I mean, ideally, that would be the better thing, is to have a functioning car that works.
And it's super interesting. And anytime anyone sees it, like, it gets kids excited, adults excited. It's like, you look at it like a chopper or something. You can see how it all works, and you get into the guts of it. Any hot rods are like that, and this is just like the ultimate hot rod Honda. Like, it doesn't get any cooler, any wilder. Like, these are the small tires. So these are 2910s that are on it. It used to have 3214s. So it looked like massive front. Massive. So that's originally what it was built to have, like these giant front tires on it.
What way do you think it'll go?
Well, we want to make it to where we can do that still. We can put a massive tire on it, but we could also go down to like a 2810 drag radial tire.
So just make it adjustable, not just stuck at a specific.
Yeah, that was the problem it had before. And then there was no book on what we were doing either. There was no, so we're sitting here trying to learn how to make everything controlled.
Right.
As we applied power, like, it would pivot enough to where we call it the sled, and that'd be the front section, and then this is the back. But it would pivot so much that it would, if it hit the ground, which I had like these bump stops for the ground, like sliders almost. If it would hit those, it'd let the tires come up in the air, and it would actually, you'd lose traction because it lost grip.
Right.
It bottomed out basically. So there's stuff to learn in all of that too. And like I said, when there's no manual and you're the guy doing it,
Right.
it's very time consuming. Now, I don't mind the time consuming stuff when I can make content on it and everyone can enjoy it and spit ideas, because I'll be honest, lots of fans have had ideas and given us lots of pointers too. Like, this becomes a community thing. So I feel that's where doing that, we would be in that state again.
Yeah.
So parts of me knows what we could do with Steven coming up with a suspension idea.
yeah.
We put a wheelie bar back on it, which we call them traction bars. They just look like wheelie bars. And that's stuff we know, and we know we can just make it work like that, and the car's just going. Just all the stuff we've learned, we could really make it way cool.
How fast?
I mean, for every Pro Front, the goal has always been a high 6, bottom 7s. It's really the goal for any of these cars. The fast ones back in the day were bottom 7s. There's some controversy, but our friend Chris Rado ran like a 680 or 690 or something at Ames Charret. And the drama with his is because when he had like a 33-inch front slick. So when you have that big of a tire in front of that light, that breaks the beam. The 60-foot we're showing like a 0.7, which is faster than a top fuel car. But being that, you think that the tire itself is so big, it takes that long for the beam to get untripped.
Yeah.
Because the tire is so massive. So even staging these cars is different than the regular cars with little wheels and tires, because there's so much rollout, and that fly's gonna eat.
I know.
So, we have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for the challenge. I'm excited to do it with my boys, because that's
gonna be a
probably
huge
the coolest part for me.
part of it. Yeah.
Everything I do, the shop, everything has always been like just to really hang out with my guys. Man, that's the dream.
They've had so much investment every time that I've talked to Steven or whatever. Just it's always been about getting the bully back out, and
this car
he's ready to go.
This car is definitely a big part of my family's lives. I invest a lot of time, a lot of money. It's had so many setups in it. It's always looked so bitchin'. So I'm ready for it to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think now with the boys, I think we've got the tools and the brains to really
make it
hone in and make it real. Because I don't know. They're young, but they're smart, and they've already, the stuff they're already doing it's awesome.
So for the people that don't know, what do your sons have? What do Steven and Shane have?
So Steven runs an X front-wheel drive car right now that, like I said, he designed all the suspension on it and stuff. B-Series engine. It's wicked fast. We haven't found enough power to put in it yet, even on poor surfaces. It takes everything power-wise we've thrown at it so far. So we're still working on that. And Shane's is all-wheel drive CRX, which used to belong to our good friend Ponchi. And Shane's just made it into that animal all-wheel drive monster. You see at the races, he's about to catch all the big fastest guys with and he's just been doing his thing his way, and it's pretty cool.
It's been cool to see over the years both of the cars progress and seeing them as drivers just get better and better too.
Yeah, both
they're drivers.
Phenomenal drivers. Steven on that tree is just ridiculous. And that's my biggest thing with him. I want to put him in bullets that just work, because he'll win races for sure. Shane is right there too. I can't take it away. He's always going to give somebody a hard time. He's going to make it work.
Right.
They're all bullies in their own way.
How did it get the name Bully? Oh goodness.
Yeah. So my first shop, I had a neighbor, and he's a machinist. His name is John, and he's so good, just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And he would make me fuel rails, and he'd make me all kinds of little parts, PFI parts,
Mm-hmm.
cam gears. He did so much stuff for me. But the name of his shop was Bully Racing, and I put the sticker on my windshield to support his shop,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest just kind of went with
Everybody just pulled on it.
Yep. So he still tells me I owe him royalties. So.
Yeah. Hey, I named your car, so everything
Yeah.
that I get a percentage of that.
Yep. And I was, that was his font, his stuff. But it was that way on my CRX that I used to race, and then carried over to this one, so that was the original Bully. And they called my CRX Bully too. So both cars are pretty much named that to me, But this is
the official,
internationally, worldly known as the Bully. So that's where it came from. That's the real story. And I appreciate John so much for it.
Is there a race that you've had with it in the past that stands out more than the others?
They were all really cool, but taking it to New Jersey was probably one of the highlights, because the drag strip's not good there no more, and it was just such a vibe and so cool to bring it out in front of those people.
Do you remember what event it was, or just?
It was like, I don't know if it's called Fall Nationals. It was something like that.
Okay.
It was. I have some photos of it too. I can give you from the event, and just being able to see it, because they had the front end kind of on it then, and we kind of made it work.
Mm-hmm.
We were grassroots mechanics. You know what I mean? I don't even think I had lifts back then. You know what I mean? Like, I used to tell the guys, like, we're not gonna have lifts at the racetrack, so we gotta learn to work. So that's how we did it.
How many people do you think it would take to make this functioning when you go?
A good 3-4 person team would be the best, honestly, because then you got people that are on engine duties and fuel duties. You got your guy on the laptop, and just putting together a good crew of guys that knows the car very well and know how things need to work.
Yeah.
You could probably do it with a team of 3 guys or whatever, but
just makes it a little bit easier on that stuff.
Way easier, because there's a lot going on here.
I think it's hard to comprehend sometimes when you see it and you're like, oh, it's just, you run it, you come back, and you're done.
Yeah.
But it's
the
not
turnover
that.
time and cooling things and adjusting things and making sure everything's right. And if there's an issue, being able to have a group of guys that can do it with you, and you have faith that everything's going together right, and be back for the next round.
Is there one thing that inspired this car more than anything?
I think my original inspiration was to build a car I didn't have to work on the transmission so much.
Oh.
That's originally kind of what I was thinking. Like if it's lighter and has bulletproof parts, I should have to work on it so much.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of where it all came from.
And then it just kind of bit you, because now you're all these years later.
What do?
You finish it.
That's it. That's what you always never give up on your dreams. You keep going.
Right. And the thing that to me that's kind of crazy, because you see all these cars that the insides are,
so much
stuff, and it's kind of not. Plain. It is very
because everything's in the front. All the meat and potatoes in the front.
What's this?
Okay, over there, that's called a smooth bump. Okay. So with the fuel tech, I won't even need that. We could probably use it, but so that's the bump box basically. So when you turn your top bulb on, you'll see a lot of cars where they hop into the next beam.
Yeah.
Because it's an automatic trans, so it lets go of the transit brake in micro time. It allows the car to lurch forward and then holds it again. Well, that is a smooth one. So like as you hold it down, the car would just creep up slow. There's no hopping.
Got it.
It's a smooth bump.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. It's for staging.
Okay. Yeah, because there's just nothing here that you don't have a fuel tech stuff on it yet.
Not yet.
What are you gonna put on it?
So I'm gonna put a fuel tech right here.
What one?
It'll probably be an FT550, because I have extra ones.
Okay.
So.
Do you have a preference on any of them, or are they all just about?
They all do the job, and this car is so minimal. as it is, input output wise. Like we'll have our wheel speed sensors, shock travel, just the basic stuff. So it shouldn't be too big a deal.
Cool.
It is cool.
It is. I just it feels so long.
Yeah.
Like it's really pretty wild.
It's like a front wheel drive car with nothing in it.
Yeah, it's just a very, very interesting feel, like actually being in it. Because I've seen it for a few years, and I think it's.
You never climbed around.
I've never climbed inside of it. No. And as for the front, that's okay.
Did die.
As for the front, what's the plan there?
So, I think we're still going to tackle it. But I think, we'll see what we end up doing. But I think it'll end up carbon fiber, and I think the boys and Mario have a big hand in it. And we'll play with it and see how it's going to work. I have a bunch of old renderings of the car and how I wanted it to look. So we'll visit that stuff and see what can be done. And the guys are already holding different bumper stuff up and coming up with ideas. Yeah. So these guys are wicked smart. So we're going to come up with something cool. Yeah. And, and like I said, we'll have all the fans and everybody, all you guys watching. Your input will be
taken into account.
Taken into account, right? Exactly that. And we'll build something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something nobody's seen before.
Woo. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
During a time period, where do you want to see it done by?
I'd like to see it done around Christmas, the holiday season. At least be on dynoing and having things go, whether the front end's on it or not, or whatever they got going that way. I want the suspension to be done, the fuel injection wired up. If it's this transmission stuff, fine, cool, whatever. That'll actually speed stuff up a lot. If we do change the transmission to, like if we do, it's going to be the 8 HP 55. That's the one that Steve and I have really stuck in our heads. If we do something, the tech and that stuff's just awesome. But if it's that, then we'll have to probably get a mock-up one in here first, and then sell a bunch of merch to get it built, because they are pretty pricey when they're built. They're cheap used, but super expensive to build.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that with the new style technology, this car could be really, really cool.
Yeah.
So, but I think it could be cool this way too. So, we'll see what everybody says. We'll put everybody.
You'll allow people to vote.
Their input's going to be all of it, because how. I'll just be upfront. If we're not selling enough merch, I'll be like, guys, we got to come up with some new shirts or something. If we're going to do this, this is how we got to do it.
Right.
If I'm not selling that stuff, then I'm not putting it into this, and the project's going to sink. So we got to figure it out.
Yeah. No.
It's time. Time for the bully to come out. Are they working?
Yeah, they're starting to overheat.
Don't overheat on us yet.
I know. I didn't think it had been that long, but I couldn't see. Oh. I mean, we're running at 38 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes time just flies when you're having fun.
It really does. Well, hopefully this will start flying here pretty soon. And maybe we can get an update once you're all fully complete.
Yeah, so we'll bring America's Meanest Cars fans in with it as well.
Yeah.
Give you guys checkups.
Yeah.
You guys can check us out at PFI Speed as well.
Because all the build stuff will be going on their channel, and hopefully updated here pretty soon with all sorts of fun things.
It's going down.
So, cool.
Awesome.
I can't wait to see what happens with this car and seeing the build finally get really tackled and being a part of it, because it's been cool to see it to this stage, but let's see it on to the next.
Yep. As Sean used to say, it's rough, it's tough, it's bully stuff. And it's coming back out very soon.
Awesome. All right. This concludes this episode for now. Be sure to check out PFI Speed and all the stuff on their channel. And we will see you later. Okay.
Like she'd like to say bye.
Bye.